comic book friends and fiends. How you doing? It's Rob, and it's Chris the comic vet. Squeaking it in there, buddy. I like it.
Right on time.
For everybody else that's concerned, and this is the key. Like one thing I learned in radio was as long as your audience never knows, then you'd never had a problem. For those of you who are in the audience that don't know, as the countdown was going, Chris slid in here backstage. But hey,
well,
if I hadn't said anything, they'd never know.
They'd never know. Everything would be kosher, and everything is kosher. How you doing, Rob?
What if it's halal?
Sure, whatever.
I'm doing great, and we have a great guest with us today.
Yes,
we have Gary B, the casual comic guy, the king of the Grow Together movement, and let's just be honest, probably the only bastard I know who would take something that's supposed to be all about him in his push to 1,000 subscribers and instead make it about other people and getting everyone to push and grow the community rather than pay attention to him. Gary, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for the kind words, buddy. I appreciate it. Chris, how you doing, sir?
Good, Gary. That's quite the intro.
Right? It's like, I mean, come on, dude. It's like it's supposed to be about you, but no, not Gary. No. All right. Yeah, that's great. Let's say hello to a few people. Lucretius, happy to have you here. Chop and Drop is here, watching on lurking. Mark from Legion of Comics. We are Legion, in fact. The Link Squad represented as well with DJ Links. Sector 2815 in the house. James Willie visiting all the way from Canada. Stephen C. The Cat Fan Comics Man. Ooh, look at that. We got Chip Getler, the White Shadow in there. Navs is lurking about. See anybody else I'm missing, James? Everyone else saying hello to everybody. Everyone says hello to everyone. Joe from Anachronic Comics. I can say it. I really can, Joe. Ignacio, how are you doing there, buddy? He always likes to see somebody introduced as a bastard. That's
I'm
only meant it in the nicest possible way, though. Everybody, thanks for joining us here on Slab Hub today. Beth, how you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you there. As always, Gary here has set aside some slabs from his personal collection. He's going to take us on a journey into his collection and give us some insight into his books along the way. Chris and I will step in and also make comments along the way. If you have any questions about a book that Gary shows, by all means post your comment there. We'll bring it up and let it get addressed, as well as if you have any questions about grading in general or having books slabbed, again, feel free to ask those questions. We're here to answer those. About halfway through, we're going to stop. We're going to do a giveaway. We got our pulls from the box. I think we're still doing at least 6 book pulls. I am telling you that there are books in there now that are labeled with things such as Draw Again, and one of them has a label for you win a robfatstax shirt. Just saying.
I don't even have that.
I know. That's because you're in Canada. No. We could get you one.
Sad.
Rob banned in Canada for inappropriate behavior.
The polar bear was consenting. And that's all we're going to say.
He wasn't.
At the time.
He recanted his story later. So anyways, so we'll do a giveaway halfway through, and we'll do a giveaway again at the end. Then we'll tease you into what's coming up next week on Slab Hub. But enough about that. Let's get into what's going on this week in Slab Hub, and that is Gary B. Gary, welcome to the show officially.
Thank you. And I am happy to show a bunch of slabs that probably only I'm the only person that gives a shit about them. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
That's not true.
Well,
there's at least 2 other people, the writer and the artist. But
I'm keeping all the other Spider-Mans for another show later. And
okay,
we've seen a lot of Spider-Man lately.
look at this guy right here. He comes and says, "Oh, I'm keeping these off to the side for another show." He knows how to get invited back. I got Spider-Mans. Those will be another show after I get the chance to show this stuff.
And I was telling Rob backstage, I was trying to slim it down. I still ended up with 26 books to show.
Well, that's great.
Nice.
All
right, Gary, go ahead and take it away. Take us on a journey, brother. Show us what's beautiful in your
The first
collection.
slab nobody's going to care about but me. Atlas Comics, Iron Jaw #1. So Atlas Seaboard, just they ended up putting out like a total of 66 or 68 books before they went, and but they had a lot of great stuff. And in my comic journey, and this is a #1 slab that I'm getting because I'm on a mission to slab a bunch of Barbarian #1 titles. So I got a Wolf the Barbarian, a Claw the Unconquered. I got a bunch that I'm going to send out just to add to the Barbaric collection. But this is just a great cover. Like I said, and it's an original CGC, the old one. You got Pablo Marcos art in it. You have a Rich Buckler cover. But the reason I don't crack this and resend it in is I don't think it would grade above a 9.4 because of one issue it has on this corner, and that's the only thing that's marring this book. So I don't think this would benefit from cracking it and repressing it and sending it out again because of that one ding.
Well, and the question is, what would the value increase be? Is it significant enough to matter versus the cost of redoing it? So
the only reason I thought about it was so it fit nicely connecting with all the other CGC slabs. Because I'm anal that way. I'm like, oh, it just doesn't fit right.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, you're one of those guys. Got it.
Right.
Gary, what I still see that they have the Comic Code Authority stamp in the top right corner. What's the release date on that book?
It was 675.
Okay.
So yeah,
Bronze Age.
Good old 1975 issue, but
okay.
This was great. What was terrible about these is they were fun, they were awesome, and you never got the stories completed because they went under, and a lot of their books ended on a cliffhanger before you could get the end of the story. It's like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? Well, nothing. There's no more. So that was it. But still a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, where am I gonna put all these? Let's see. So next, I have an homage cover, and I know we all have our different issues with homage covers, but I love Conan #1 homages, and this is Stephen Butler cover, and this was Coffin Comics. Well, I was trying to see who put it out, but this is Lady Death the Barbarian #1 homage cover to Conan #1, obviously. And it was just a beautiful cover, and I had to order it online when it became available.
Now, that one rings a bell for me, Gary. What's the release date on that? Is that in the last year or 2 years? 2019.
It's pretty current.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, on this channel, we don't mind homages. It's just as long as they're not. It's 300 and Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Now, this next one was a great get. So we all know Instagram box sellers. This was a Yadman I Got Comics. And I hit the GP a few times with Instagram ones. This was the GP for that round. And I'm going through the box. I'm like, okay. Got to the end. I'm like, wow. Sent it in, hoping for a 9.6. And I got a 9.8.
Oh, yes. Oh.
So,
Mister, I'm not bringing Spider-Man, and then he shows up for a silk.
What I brought.
That's all right. That we like that book.
I wanted to shout out Yadman, so I had to put it in there.
But, that's a great book. Awesome. So you got that out of a box from Yadman. I
was so excited to get this in the box, and I'm a big
as a raw book,
fan.
Right?
It was raw. I got it pressed, cleaned, and sent it in.
Nice.
Well done.
I get everything pressed and cleaned before I send it in.
Oh, yeah, it's really just not worth. I mean, unless the book is like I probably have a book. I do have a book that's probably the first time I'm about to, as I'm going to send it in, it's probably the first time I'm going to send in a book without pressing and cleaning it. And that's just because or at least pre-screening for grade, is just because it's a golden age book that's in such poor condition that the risk of pressing and cleaning it is more likely to cause more damage to the book,
right?
And it's not going to increase the grade at all.
Or it's a gimmick cover, a foil or a prismatic that you can't press or
sometimes that's the case, but in this case, it's going to be it's a 0.5 no matter what. So there's no point in risking damage to it, type of thing. So
I was laughing at DJ's comment over there.
Oh yeah,
an homage to heroin use. All right, so next what I have is, everyone knows I'm a big Jessica Drew fan. So we have the Del Otto cover for Spider-Woman #1.
Nice.
Very cool.
And I'm hit or miss with Del Otto. I think he's a fantastic artist and he's incredible. A lot of times I think his covers are too dark.
Yeah.
And you don't get enough of the character on the cover.
I think it's because he's doing them probably. I don't know if he's doing it digitally or not, but I mean, I could see where if you were doing it digitally, it would be really easy because of the backlight to get lost or to not see it as that dark. But then when you reproduce it, to have that be the issue on paper.
Yeah, he kind of went like almost a full year of just creating the same flavor, even though it was different characters. Just that black background, like on a gargoyle kind of thing, or side of a church, top of a building. Like even Carnage got a cover like that. Let's be honest, but
he did it with so much stuff, and to me, you just kind of lost the character in a lot of them. I was glad that Spider-Woman was still front and center, so that was one of my favorites. Also, because it's one of my favorite characters. But even the Spider-Man ones that are great, sometimes I just think you lose too much. You lose too much Spider-Man in the darkness.
Yeah, Mark's saying that they're not digital, so that's not the reasoning for it. I wasn't sure. I didn't think that Del Otto was doing digital, but I just thought that it could be a reason for it. But I guess that's just what he's doing right now is a lot of darks. But and it still could be that actually even in the physical medium that it doesn't look as dark when he's doing it, but through the reproduction process, it just ends up coming out darker than it.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got his own style.
Yeah.
But like any artist that has a definitive style, there's a lot of things it's going to work on. There's just going to be some things here and there that it doesn't quite fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a master of what he does. Like the new Venom that's coming out, Venom #1, the Comic Tom exclusive. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's not that style. It's totally something different. It's actually just Venom's face. It is fantastic work. But yeah, sorry, Gary. Go ahead.
You are fine. Talk away. So my next one, this is another favorite artist of mine. Got his own style, but his style really works for me. And this is actually a Comic Tom 101 exclusive that I got, when you get his boxes. And this is a Olivier Kuiper cover of Spider-Woman #1.
That was not too dark.
Well, yeah, the yin and the yang. That's why I put them next to each other. But I just love this one. I thought it was cool. You got the Venom Blast working, and just a great cover to me. These I look at all the time. And then we're going to go with the one everybody's seen a million times. They're in that Spider-Man booth boxes. I think everybody that gets mystery boxes has this cover, but I'm still a Michael Turner fan, so of course the Michael Turner. Plus I have this. I think 2 or 3 of this. Plus I have the other one that they did with a different color background on it.
I gotta admit, there was 3 or 4 boxes in a row from that Spider-Man booth that I got. The one box that I missed out on was that incredible work done by the late Michael Turner for Spider-Man. I believe it was just pencil work for that month. Anyways, of course, I got the month afterwards where it was all the failed copies or the failed covers that was done up in its this pretty little setup or whatever. But I always figured, well, maybe when that book drops below $100 on eBay, I'll go and get it and then get it slabbed up into a 9.8. Wrong. You can't find that book anywhere cheap. It's held its value since it was released last year. So I am jealous, sir. That is the first book
Yes.
where I'm just like, damn it. Another one of these guys has that book that I've been looking for.
They were everywhere. There was a. Did you see his Spider-Man cover that was on Spider-Man 2, the #1?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I'm sending out later this year. I've had it in my long box for a while. I think it's a beautiful cover. So, of course, I have this in a higher grade now, raw. But this was my first Spider-Woman book that I bought again when I got back into it. It was just Spider-Woman 1. Of course, the Joe Sinnott cover. It's only a 6.5. I think I have an 8 or 8.5 raw. But this has value to me other way because it was the first one I bought and sent out. So it's got emotional value to me. So I don't want to ever trade.
We understand.
Right.
Yeah. We've all been there.
Then a
Nice
grail
spec
that
book,
I
too.
really wanted to get this year. And this is another Instagram story one. If you've watched my Woman of Power Wednesdays, you would have seen it.
Hold on. So yeah, you're right. It is a little bit of a spec book. That's the Spider-Man, or Spider-Woman. But then again, we have the reports of all the new old stock that was found of Spider-Woman ones too. That were
they weren't short printed.
Yeah, and there was apparently a warehouse. I mean, we're talking like not like a box of new old stock. We're talking like a pallet or something of new old stock that was supposedly found about a year and a half ago of that. So they've been creeping back out there a lot of high grade books that were uncirculated, but still, it's a nice book to have in the collection.
Oh, it is. I think I have 4 of them at this point, plus a Toy Biz variant.
Right.
But again, if that's a near mint book, it goes for about $40 in near mint. It's not her first appearance, or her second, or her third, or her fourth.
Right.
It's just her first solo book.
Yeah, her first ongoing.
This is her first appearance.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
And this is a grail I was able to get out of the way this last January. It was one I put on my list for this year. My LCS got it, and I told this story on my 2 Women Power Wednesdays ago. But this is something the Instagram community helped me get. I had a TMNT2 to sell. This became available at my LCS, and at the time it was $200. I really wanted it. I contacted Yeah Man I Got Comics on Instagram, asked him if he wanted to run the raffle, give him $50 to do it. He said absolutely. He had the raffle running in like 10 minutes. Jimmy Jams, Alan May, Digger Jim, all the Ben Parker, all these great guys on Instagram all bought into the raffle, sold out the raffle in 15 minutes, ran it. Alan May won a grail book he wanted from me. I called Rhinos Comes. I'm like, don't you move that book. You put it behind the counter and you keep it. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Drove down and got it.
That's a great story.
I got home and just like, I'm gonna hug you and love you and keep you warm.
Okay, George. So Gary, while we're going through here, so one of the things obviously we know Gary in the Savage books and in the Women of Power. How did you? Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into the Women of Power? I mean, the Conan stuff. I was saying, so it's everybody has their niches up, but I mean, focusing especially like these strong, powerful women is probably actually an underrepresented segment of the superheroes that are out there. I mean, they struggle to find audiences. What drew you to them?
I think it's just what I've always been attracted to in life. Like even when I was younger, I don't like talking to people that that are just shy or don't get back, or they don't ever have an opinion of their own. And I could never be with someone that is completely subservient. It's okay. It's okay to get in my face if you disagree. I don't mind that, and I don't care about confrontation at all. I'm more than okay with it. And so I like people that have just strong confidence in themselves, and I just don't like anyone that is just happy to be pushed to the background. It's okay if you don't want the attention and you're just in the background because you're casual, but not because, right? But not because you just don't have the self-worth fulfillment to you to put yourself out there. So the strong female characters always drew me in comics because it wasn't common back then either. So when you got a good one like Black Cat or Miss Marvel, they really stuck out. And the writers back then were trying something new. So they're also putting a lot of effort into these characters. So their stories were good. It wasn't just a one-off, like, oh, we don't care. They wanted these characters to succeed. They're putting time into them. They were a new introduction. So there was an effort behind them. And that helped draw me in too, because it wasn't just a cut and paste story.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm always curious about also what, and we'll go back into the slabs. I was just kind of curious about, what your thoughts are about the difference between some of the original characters versus the taking a male version and then making it the female version, right? So Superman, Supergirl, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, this type of thing.
Right.
Just taking and establish, oh, hey, this is doing well, so let's make a female version of it versus the fully developed individual, like more recently, like an America Chavez or,
But I don't mind as they're distinctly their own characters. Like there's no mistake in American Chavez with Steve Rogers. There's no mistake in Jessica Drew with Peter Parker. There's no mistake in Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers with Marvel. They're different people.
They're just borrowing logos or names for association to try to cross over an audience, to gain an audience initially, and then try to establish the character as their own entity.
Well, and I always kind of looked at that stuff as like a legacy passing from one character to another, because the original Marvel died of cancer in the comics and she picked up the mantle.
Yeah, cool. Let's get back into some slabs for these folks. They don't. They need some eye candy to go along with it all.
This one is you guys are probably familiar. It's a Phil Noto cover, and I just like it. It's a breakfast at Tiffany's homage, and that's a Black Cat #1.
Love it.
And I just it's simple, it's effective, and I think it looks fantastic. And if you like this or not, it's going to depend on your artistic taste. Phil Noto might be for you. He may not be. This cover really works for me, and I really like the Breakfast at Tiffany's homage on it. Probably because of my age, but
yeah, it's actually a real good take on Breakfast at Tiffany's.
It is. I like it a lot. This one I got at a Some Dude's mystery box again. I believe his name is Rob, and he's got a fat stacks of comics. So I bought in on his first mystery box, and this is a game that I loved. I played it 3-4 times all the way through the story, and then when I got this, and I was telling Rob the story before here that I had this book in here. I'm like, I'm probably the only person that would have got this book that was excited about it. Everyone else would have been like, I got this book and I was really happy, and that was the game edition of Black Cat #1. So I just think the art is gorgeous. I love the Black Cat in the game of the Spider-Man game. And I don't know, when I got this cover, I probably squealed a little on the inside. And I would probably be the only person to do that. But
I'm glad it mysteriously got to the right person.
Right, mysteriously, yeah.
It actually did. I mean, I don't know.
You forgot your quotations.
Oh, I wait for Taylor to show up
because they were straight legit. But
yeah, I think I bought that. Yeah, I got into that box a little late, and I believe it was completely random.
Well, that was my very first mystery box. Actually, that was the very first round. So I was doing 2 different tiers of mystery boxes. So I had to sit back. I was simultaneously. That was foolish of me for my very first one to do a 65 and I think it was like a 65 and a 125 tier, and I didn't even have like really a reputation yet. So Gary was helping very early on. He didn't even really know me all that well yet still, but he helped to promote my mystery boxes for me on a bunch of different media, and actually probably sold more mystery boxes for me than I did. So I ended up hooking you up on a discount on the mystery box as a thank you for
Oh yeah,
all
I
your
forgot about that. You did.
for all your efforts on helping me to move those boxes and establish some credibility, because I hadn't ever done one before, and people were like, "Oh, who's this Rob guy?" So I really appreciated that. So
Oh,
cool.
no, and I wanted to support you. I don't want you to run out of mustache wax. So
I can see we got 20 people in the chat because now Rob, with the new StreamYard abilities, has shared ownership of SlabHub with me. Make sure, everyone, that you go hit that like button before we start the contest. Help promote the channel so we can get it onto the algo.
Thank you, Chris.
and we got 2 more books, and I think we'll call it the halfway point, because all the other ones are Savage themed after that.
Awesome.
So this one, I love this book because this book has a story to me. I commented on a video on one of Comic Tom 101's videos, and my name got drawn, and I won this book. But this book comes all the way from, I think it was South Africa. And then it came to him. It was a Cosmic Comics edition, Thor #1, with a Derek Chu cover, and it's beautiful.
Nice.
So,
oh yes,
it came to me raw. I won it raw off Comic Tom. So it came from South Africa to him. I believe it was South Africa to Comic Tom, wherever he is, to Mill Geek, and
Washington.
then all the way to me.
Washington, yeah.
Yep, all the way back out to CGC and back, and still a 9.8. Just, I love this book because of the travel on it. This book has miles and miles and miles on it, and it's still got a 9.8.
Nice.
Much like ourselves.
DJ's asking if that one's foil.
It is not. It's just beautiful. It's just Derek Chu's art is incredible.
It is very shiny.
Yeah, and there's a lot of glare working, but
yeah,
and just the way they did the hammer with the glow really adds to it. But
yeah, no, I love that. That's great.
Yeah, I hope they bring that to the movies.
And I was ecstatic to get that book. All right, so this is going to be the last one, and we'll do your draw. And I bought this one. Wasn't expensive. I think I only paid $45 for it. The book raw is a $20 book, but I'm a big, and this isn't a King Kong book, but I'm a huge Kong fan. Have been since I grew up watching Kong, and I love stuff like Skull Island themes. And this is Tales to Astonish 96. You just got a great Skull Island cover on there.
Oh yes.
I just think it's only a 6.5, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I got it first.
Yeah, we don't use the word "it's only" here.
No, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's
yeah. And I knew someone locally that had it, and I think I don't even think I paid that. I think I traded a book for it actually.
Yeah. Yeah, especially Gary on a 12 center.
Right.
You remember people didn't always treat him well. So a 6.5 is a very solid, respectable grade. So that's a great presents extremely well.
Over here, I got a lot of glare working today.
Yeah, the monitors and slabs always do that, and then you got sunlight coming in.
That's actually a beautiful piece of work too. The cover itself is beautiful.
Oh well,
yeah, beautiful grade.
Yeah,
Nav says it's trash.
On the cover.
You should get rid of it. Nav says. Tylox the Mighty says it's fire. DJ says it's fire. So
dude, I just love the cover, and we got Namor coming out of the water, and you got
Tylox will give you $5 for it.
Right, and I just love that it says Skull Island on it too.
Yeah,
everything about this cover sells me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's
what's the year of release on that, Gary?
1967.
Oh, okay. I was about to say 68.
October of 1967. Yeah. All right, but, Rob, that's our halfway point, sir.
All right, beautiful. Well,
and then we're going Savage.
Let me get the box up. Let me get to. Let's do this. Actually, let's do this first. And then let's bring in. Oh, I didn't have it queued up ahead of time. How dare I? At least the tab not in here, but now we can go ahead and add this to the stream. And so, guys, you're going to go ahead and do the hashtag keep it casual. Go ahead and type that in there. And we're going to go ahead and be doing I've been doing restocking. Very good. Sapphire Glade Comics. Yes, I'm constantly restocking. Lately, I've started increasing some of my mystery box pickups and other stuff, and grabbing some books for myself out of them, some book for in here. I've been going through my collection of some books instead of doing mystery boxes, and pulling a few books out of my miscellaneous bins to restock in here. And I got some more books on the way coming that'll be going here too.
That's my next hashtag, DJ. Keep it sexual.
Wow.
We got 22 people in here. Let's see 22 hashtags.
Everyone, I can't get enough Super Golden Crisp. Wait.
It's the stuff with crunch. Yeah. Keep going, everyone. Make sure that you throw in keep it casual. Hit that like button, everyone. We got 22 people watching.
And let's see. Oh, there's even some. I think there's some signs. I added some signed J. Scott Campbell stuff in here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been adding stuff going in here. Yeah. Oh, yep. There's definitely.
You definitely give out some great free books, Rob.
It's a good mix in here. There's some really good books in here, and then there's some that are just they're okay, but that's the great thing, right? It's all free.
What do you want for nothing?
Right, exactly. You don't even. I spend money on shipping on this stuff every week.
Right.
And I set it all out, priority. So it's not like dirt cheap. All right, so good. Let's see here. I think that's enough time here. We'll give them another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and hit our draw. See who wins. Round 1. And I should note that shipping is included to the U.S. and Canada on these draws. Outside of the U.S. and Canada, we work on shipping basically what I would cost me to ship. Credit, but
the guy that
now it's going to Boston.
Nabs. In the chat.
That's right. All right, so Nabs, very good. We're going to go ahead and get you some pulls here. Let's see I already have Nav's information, so we won't need it. We won't need him to contact me. So, Gary, as the guest, you get to do the first one here. You get to pick. You're going to be picking Nav's books for him. Remember, he said that your book was trash.
I do.
Find him some Scooby Doos. No.
Let us know whether you're going to pick either a number from the front, a number from the back, or we'll go back and forth, and you just tell me when to stop.
All right. Well, let's do 6 for the first 2 polls. Let's do 6 from the back and then 6 from the front.
Okay, 6 from the back first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. How about the first Sergeant Slaughter?
Oh boy.
You're welcome, Nav.
Wow. Well, that's a good book to get signed.
Nav says he likes 2 in the back. I don't know about that. See, then 6 from the front. 1, 2,
Nav wants that shocker
3, 4, 5, 6. How about the incentive variant for Marvel Voices, the indigenous voices one? There you go.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right, dead center.
I don't know what dead. I'm not going to count.
Well, just go straight down and pick whatever your finger lands on.
All right. How about X-Men Demon Days? There you go.
All right. Now do your little finger thing, and I'll tell you to stop.
Finger it a little bit, and you'll until you're satisfied.
I'm in control now. You stop when I tell you to stop. All right, stop.
Please.
Marvel Tsum Tsum.
Tsum Tsums go for some good cash.
Some.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know.
I was saying in American, not Canadian, damn it.
Oh. Tsum, eh?
Yeah. Tsum, eh? Now it just sounds like food.
We stand on guard.
Oh, well. Great. Speak of the country.
Nice. That's
actually a great
awesome
cover.
cover too.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, we got 4 books so far. 2 more.
All right. Let's make it easy. The last book on each side.
Oh,
That way you don't have to finger yourself anymore.
Nav,
all right.
if
Last
I'm right,
book on
Tsum
last
Tsum
book.
has something to
This
do
is
with
a
a video
double book.
game.
This is a double pull. It has Zorro issue number 0 and Zorro issue number 1.
Very cool.
I like those tops covers for Zorro too. They're nice.
And in the first book in the lot is a trade, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man mystery
Iron
date.
Spider.
Well, I think he got a great lot of books there.
Yeah, no
Very
kidding.
good. You got some good pulls there. All right, sir. Let me put
See, if
this
I was
off to
pulling
the
for
side.
me, I'd probably end up with all Valiant books.
Turok
Right.
1 through 6.
Right?
There's more than a Turok 1? Nav. All right, those are
Well,
labeled
that's
for
going back
Nav.
to the old Dell days with Turok.
All right. Now, congratulations, Nav. Let's see here. Let's throw up our man Gary again.
Yep. All right. So, start out the last half of the show. We're gonna go with, and I still got to send in a Marvel feature run, a Marvel feature 1 from the second series. But I got like 5 or 6 of those. But for now, we have Red Sonja 1 from 1977.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Frank Thorne, of course. So, just a beautiful cover. Another one of those covers that's been homaged a few times, but one of my favorite books. A great run. Roy Thomas written, of course. Claire Noto helped him on this. But just back then, man, in that Bronze Age, there's so much going on in the cover, so much detail. There's a lot to draw your eye in. They were just beautiful.
We were talking about that the other day. I love the Bronze Age covers. They have a very uniqueness to them. They're almost an entire story on the cover that's separate from the rest of the book.
You could spend more time just looking at a cover of a Bronze Age book than it takes to read a modern book.
It is literally, it's like, how much stuff can we cram onto a cover? And but it ends up working out.
They're great. So this next one is an homage, and I don't think I'll have to tell you guys what it's an homage to, because we all know it. All right. But Greg Hildebrandt cover, and this was Indiegogo or one of those online ones, right? Red Sonja. Nice. You got Cooling Gath up there in the background, but great Star Wars homage cover.
Fantastic.
But I just think the blues on this really sell it. Just gorgeous. I was a little disappointed it was a 9.6 when it came back, but I got over it pretty quick. Next, Jamie. This is a Jamie Tyndall cover. I believe I'm saying his name right. And this is from 789 Comics.
He's not in the chat, so he won't care if you say it wrong.
Another book that came back in 9.6, and I was hoping for a 9.8. But again, it doesn't matter because I bought them for the PC. I'm not trying to resell them. Right. I just love them.
Oh boy!
Wow!
And just a gorgeous cover. Again, the colors are amazing on this, and his rendition. And a lot of people will see a Jimmy Tyndall cover and they think it's J. Scott Campbell, but it's different to me.
The big difference comes in the face. J. Scott Campbell's got that little nose that
they both have the long legs,
right? But
and the hip or the big hips and the stomach of nothing, right?
Chris is tripping over the hips over there.
Yeah,
but it's a beautiful cover.
James is checking out the weaponry. Of course he is.
She has a nice ring.
James, that's a great cover when Beth is in the chat. Yeah. Oh, the weaponry is amazing.
This one,
the sun is in a great location.
I really appreciate the way the light gleams off that battle axe.
Well,
Her
if you're looking
bracelets
for
are
some
incredible.
gleamage, we got gleamage on this next cover.
Okay.
And this is an homage to Marvel Feature 4, which probably none of you know what that cover looks like, so it doesn't matter.
The fact is that you know, and that's what's important.
This is a Jim Belant cover.
Oh, that does have some gling. So a little bit of glinting. Yes, definitely.
She has a great necklace.
Right? But this one did come back in 9.8, so I was super happy. But this was an Indiegogo one I backed, and just beautiful cover. And I'm a sucker for these Red Sonja Virgin variants. And as you know, someone we know here sent me a whole box of them, which I love. So speaking of that, I think this is the crown jewel of the Red Sonja Virgin variants.
Okay.
So I think it's better than all the ones we just looked at. I think this is absolute perfection on the cover by one of the best artists going right now, Lucio Perillo.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
we know how
so
Joe
just-
feels about Perillo.
Wow.
yeah, I mean, just beautiful cover. It looks really realistic, just the way he paints, and I don't know, it's absolutely amazing. I cannot catch this just right for you guys for some reason. But this is one, as soon as I found out about it, I backed it instantly. And luckily, this one came back in 9.8.
I was just speechless. I couldn't help but look.
The art is incredible.
Yep.
So now we're going to go. And so we had a Lucio Perillo Red Sonja right there. Now we're going to go with Lucio Perillo Conan. Now, one of these was a gift from my buddy, Small Town Collectibles, Jimmy the Don. He sent it to me raw. I sent it out to get graded. And the other one it's a CGC counterpart. So I have it both in CGC and CBCS.
Nice.
Wow.
So and this was from the 2019 Conan the Barbarian that restarted the #1 again. But again, I think Perillo is just one of those artists. When he does something, it's so dynamic, you can't ignore it. So
Yeah. It even has that
who's-
70s feel
that-
to it too.
Is it signed by Perillo or is it?
it is
signed by-
not. It is signed.
It's
I
signed
want to
by-
get a signed Perillo. This one's signed by Jason Aaron, the writer of the
Okay.
first 12 issues,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is not a bad signature either.
No.
No. Quick question.
Absolutely.
Because you're a part of the group that houses yourself and Jimmy the Don and Slotted Up,
Usual
sometime.
suspects.
Your usual suspects group. Who with the people that we have in the chat, who do you feel is the first person to come up with the term Jimmy the Don?
Oh, that was Remy Q. Remy Q
Okay.
came up with that on his channel.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I remember seeing that being somewhat controversial. Now that you're a part of because you're a part of that group, I just wanted your take on it too, because you threw it out there.
I think
the Don.
every time it's used, Jimmy owes him a couple bucks. But yeah, Remy Q came up with that for Jimmy, I believe.
He likes to
That
take
was-
claim. Remy likes to take the credit for it. Yes.
I believe it was on the Let's Talk About It episode. So this one, I got one here slabbed, one out at CBCS getting slabbed. So I'll have it in CGC and CBCS. Because I know I'm a nut that way, and this is of course, this was the one per store variant, but it was the photo cover of Arnie.
Oh yes.
So I'm hoping the CBCS one comes back in 9.8. This one's a 9.6, but still great cover. I looked into getting a one signed by Arnie, but I wasn't paying $600 for a signature.
Yeah, he's a
Oh,
little
boy.
pricey on his signature requests. Yeah.
Stallone's the same. Mhm.
Gary's check is in the mail.
I do what I can, Remy. Now this is a sketch cover, and I'm sending this cover out soon with a couple books that I got from Rob, signed by Bruce Jones. I was keeping the ones that you sent me, Rob, to go out with this book. I just got this book
Those ones that I found in when I was out with Slot. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also by one of my favorite writers, Bruce Jones, which you couldn't have known about. But I love Bruce Jones. I own a lot of Bruce Jones
They
stuff.
like I said at the time, they were Conan signed books in good condition that they had a 50% off, and so they cost me like $5 a pop. I couldn't if I didn't buy them for Gary, I would feel like an asshole.
Oh, they're going out, but they're going out with a Mahmad Asrar cover. Now this is the sketch cover. I have the full color signed by him, and he personalized it to Gary B. Mahmad Asrar.
Oh, nice.
So a gift from him and Varangian Vigilante to me. So that's how lucky I am. But
Here's
this
here's the
I just
shocker.
think this is
Mark
a gorgeous
Mark
cover,
says that his favorite Conan was a Jang cover. Imagine that.
right?
For the Sumerian.
This just in. Mark likes Jang.
Who would have thought? But I love Mahmad Asrar's art. I think
Nice.
he is my favorite Conan artist since John Buscema. So that's how much I.
Oh,
I
wow.
Can you put that back? Can you put that back up? Give us a little bit, just a touch longer there on that one there. Very cool.
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous book.
Cool. Now, Gary, as you're going through these, if any of these are keys that we make sure you let us know what's key about them as well, because unfortunately, at least for me, I can't speak for Chris, but I'm going to assume that we're not as well versed on the Conan keys and Red Sonja keys as we are, say, maybe with Spider-Man.
Well, I got the keys coming up in the last little bunch.
Excellent.
Okay.
Now, this next one, I also have CGC and CBCS. And the reason I got it in both is because I received an awesome AOK from Cruisin' Relics. He sent me, I had the McFarlane issue of where McFarlane did the cover of Conan the Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me the Mark Jewelers variant of that. But with that, he sent me this Gerardo Zaffino cover. These are 1 in 1,000 covers, so I got 2 of them. But he sent me the CGC one, and I bought this. I bought the other one off DJ Links and sent it in to CBCS.
It's funny.
DJ Links gave me a great price on it, so
the one you got from DJ Links, he got in a mystery box from me. So I had originally bought it for that Conan book actually for my PC initially, and it was in my box to get slabbed for the longest time just because it was a limited production run and version, and I was like, I'm not really a Conan guy, but the cover was so awesome, and so I had it for a while, and then it was like when I was putting together my mystery boxes, I was trying to hit some values and stuff, and I was just like, well, it's not like super partial to it, so let me go ahead and throw it in there. And then DJ ended up getting it, and then he passed it on to you. So it's a great.
Well, as soon as he unboxed that box from you, I reached out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll sell it."
Yeah,
I knew he's not a Conan fan,
right?
But I wanted to beat him putting it on eBay or anything else. I wanted to make sure I was getting it.
Right, exactly, right.
And it's great because this is a very Frazetta-esque. The style.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a beautiful cover. I mean, I still love it. And if it was in my PC, it would have been one of those things. If I'd kept it, it would have been still like, I would be like, okay, owning that Conan book in my PC.
Now we're going to get to some keys. So this is the first cover appearance of Red Sonja, and also has on it my favorite Red Sonja uniform, I guess you could say. I don't think this has always been my favorite uniform, no matter what else she's been in. And this is probably, to me, in my personal opinion, one of the best covers in comic book history. It's a Barry Windsor Smith cover. It was his last issue on Conan. And just beautiful.
Yeah. Now I know why I've seen that book so many times on the wall. Okay.
Yeah. Because he's got the print. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the print behind me. But to me, this is one of the best comic book covers in comics history.
It's definitely a more practical outfit for her, not than some of the other ones.
It fits more of the warrior, which is the aspect of Sonja that is my favorite aspect of her, the warrior. So then, of course, we're going to go to issue 23, which is the very first appearance of Red Sonja in comics.
Nice.
And this is just one of those border covers. Another one of those things in the Bronze Age that I love that they were
Yeah.
doing on all their books back then, Daredevil, Thor, whatever. Whenever I saw the border cover, I loved it. And that they had the art or the word balloons break the border just made it even more fun to me. I don't know what it was about the border covers. And I'm sorry, a good Gil Kane cover too. So just was it? But I just love the art back then. And Gil Kane, like people don't give him enough credit. They go, oh yeah, he did 1 or 2 Conan covers. No, he did like 40 Conan covers or a little bit more. Gil Kane was very active in the Conan history.
So it's really interesting. Is that book has got for Red Sonja is a big character, really in reality, but that book is stupid inexpensive.
Yeah, it's affordable. It's getting up there, but it might go up even more once her Netflix movie comes out.
Depend on where you want to go. I mean, to it.
That's why I bought them in 6.0s. Like I sent them out raw and got them graded, knowing they were mid-grade copies. But one of those
mid-grade is less than $100 right now. You can pick one up, or at least recent sales.
Yes.
What people are asking are completely different things, I'm sure, but is usually the case. But even a 9.0 is less than $500.
Wow.
Now, this next one was the first Conan book I ever sent out to get slabbed. And it's because it's one of those seminal Conan stories from Robert E. Howard. And it's on the cover they call it Night of the Frost Giants. The actual story by Robert E. Howard is The Frost Giant's Daughter. And I don't think it's ever been adapted better than it has in this issue. And I don't think the art has ever been better for this story than it was in this issue. And of course, I had the issue raw as well. Plus, I have it in reprints. That's issue 16. And again, a beautiful border cover by Barry Windsor Smith.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And man, just the way it breaks the barrier with the frost giants.
Oops, I'm trying to.
And the thing I love about this story is this story just tells you about the true survival instinct of Conan.
Why can't I make you solo on the screen for a second to really get that in there?
That's
Let me give it a try. There we go. Oh.
But there you go. But I just think this is just a beautiful, beautiful cover. Barry Windsor Smith's art was amazing. And this adaptation that he did and the Red Nails one are probably two of the best comic, prose to comic adaptations I've ever read. All right, we are down to our last 2 slabs, gentlemen. So this one I have raw, but I also have it slabbed. This is a mid-grade one from 1971. So it's only 49 years old or a little more, 50-something years old now. But what I love about this is it contains another one of my favorite Robert E. Howard stories, and that's The Tower of the Elephant. So, and this was Conan pulling off this great heist, meeting this extraterrestrial deity that was enslaved in a tower, and rescuing him from an evil wizard, and of course battling a giant spider and saving a girl. So he did a lot in this issue, but the story is great. And I don't know if the raw copy I have is a higher grade than that or not, but it doesn't matter. This one was actually I got this super cheap because when I bought it, it was a 4.5 PGX, and I cracked it to press it and send it out because it had been slabbed a long time ago, so it had never got cleaned or pressed. And I was like, maybe I'll get a higher grade, maybe I won't. I went up a point and I was happy with it. And then, of course, I'm going to end the show with my grail of all grails, my Conan #1.
Oh, yeah.
So this book is almost doubled in price since I bought it. I don't know why it's going really hot right now.
Let's see.
But it's like, I think about a $500, $500 to $600 book right now in a 6.0.
#1.
All right, Gary, can you read us what's on the right side of the blue label there for
can.
the comic information for everyone that's watching?
Yeah, it's the origin and first appearance of Conan, plus what people don't realize it's the actual first appearance of King Kull. He appears in a flashback in this. Now, King Kull's first solo story is actually in Creatures on the Loose number 10, which is about a $60 book.
You're absolutely right, Gary. The recent sales on that are $495, $489. So yeah, just about $500.
I paid $300 for that one.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome.
But that's
Gary.
it. I mean, them's the slabs.
Well, those are some cool slabs indeed. Definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that out. It's like I don't have any desire. Nothing pulls me to want to read them, but I can definitely appreciate the artwork on those covers. And that's what I love about this show is it doesn't matter whether or not you're even necessarily a fan of the comic book itself. Obviously, once you slab it, you're not reading it unless you're like Gary and you have 400 raw copies of each one to go along with the slabs. But and then he can rotate which one he reads to reduce wear on the books. But
Right.
but it's also about celebrating the artwork that goes on to these things, and it's just some beautiful artwork on there. For definitely very good job. Definitely Mark, love, very nice haul, Gary. Thanks for showing with us.
No problem. Like I said, I was going to come on and show the only books that nobody really wanted to see on a Slab Hub show because my tastes are so niche. They're very specific to mostly just.
Well, if nothing else, we're glad. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
That's not necessarily true. There's a lot of people, especially myself. I know Rob to an extent as well. And there's a couple of people in the chat that actually really enjoy Barry Windsor Smith stuff. So a lot of the Windsor Smith stuff that I recognize or that I grew up with is like a lot of covers for Uncanny X-Men and Daredevil and that kind of stuff. So when I get to see stuff I've never seen before by Windsor Smith, I don't care what the cover is. I don't care what the character or the title is. I want to take a look at it because, like, again, we're talking about someone that doesn't spend that much time in North America.
And he wasn't even supposed to be the artist for Conan the Barbarian.
Right.
It was supposed to be John Buscema, but they didn't want to pay. Roy Thomas couldn't get permission to have John Buscema draw the book for the price that he could command at that point in time. So he reached out to Barry Windsor Smith overseas and got him for cheap. And it gave Barry his big break, which propelled him forward.
Just as long as we don't have to see Tylox in the chainmail bikini, we're good.
I agree with Tylox about Gil Kane. Gil Kane has some not only incredible Conan covers, but he's some of my favorite Spider-Man covers too. Like when you were doing your mail call the other day, Rob, I even put it in the comments. A great Gil Kane cover there.
Yeah. No Soul Twice. There was no Venom in today's run. The closest you got was a black cat.
Right.
And
Soul Twice, I'm sorry, you will never see Venom in Gary's collection.
And this could be the first Slab Hub where we had no McFarlane Spider-Man 1 and no ASM 300 homage.
Yeah,
well done.
We won't have any next week either.
Done.
Next week's Slab Hub, I'll be it'll be just Chris and I again, as I'll be opening up boxes that my May submissions to both CGC and CBCS. So we'll have the CBCS submissions are all Golden Age, except for there's one Platinum Age book in there that we'll be opening. And then there's the CBCS is all Silver Age with one Copper Age book. I think, as I recall, 1983. So I think that's Copper and not the End of Bronze, but whatever. Either way, no modern books. Well, actually, no. There'll be one modern book that's a signature series return that's sitting here too. But anyways,
what's our next hashtag?
What's that? Oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
Hashtag.
So Soul Twice. Gary's got a guy already that takes all his Venom, but
I got a local guy that I trade with.
But I'll let you know, Gary, if you ever need another commission, though, from Soul Twice, he is willing to oftentimes do some trade on Venom for
That's
it.
how I got this. I traded Venom for it. I couldn't trade it quick enough. I'm like, dude, come get the books now. I want it.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's do our next giveaway and bring that in here, add it to the stream. So Gary, of course, is the king of Grow Together. Make sure that you're subscribing to him as he's pushing to 1,000. His link, his information is down below. Chris, of course, his information down below. Well, you're already on my channel, but if you haven't subscribed to me, I'd appreciate it. What the hell? And everybody else here in the chat, feel free to hook them up. And together as a community, we grow together. So go ahead and hit that hashtag grow together. And we will do our next drawing of books, of at least 6 books.
Everyone that's watching, make sure that you get in there. Hashtag grow together. Hit that like button.
Yes. All one
And
word.
also, guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to plug the contest I got going while you're getting it ready, while they're hashtagging. On my channel, guys, there's the video, the 1,000 subscriber push video, the Grow Together. So you guys can enter that. Anyone can enter it. The rules are in the video. If you're a content creator, you make a video shouting out 3 people. If you're just a commenter and just enjoy viewing YouTube content, all you have to do is go on Instagram and at 3 channels that you would want to see grow. Tag them and tag me, and that also enters you into the contest.
Yeah, and of course, we'll be doing as I do this. So for Gary's 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I'll be giving away in tradition of the Women of Power a J. Scott Campbell Captain Marvel #1 slab there, because that's what's going on that side. And as long as we're talking about pushing people, also Chris is pushing to 500, and we'll be giving away this Shannon Mayer
gorgeous cover
Spider-Man,
incredible,
color New York Comic Con color splash. So you'll want to make sure you go to Chris's channel to subscribe to him, and down below in my channel I have both my videos for these 2 gentlemen as well. So having said that, let's go back to this. Add.
No, it doesn't. Comic Journey.
Why remove and add back to the stream? There it goes. It was weird. It disappeared. All right. So we got everybody there. Grow together. 19 out of 21. I'm going to say that everybody who wants to be is part of there. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And as we say every time, wheel of fish. Cat fan, comic man.
Very nice.
Very nice.
All right. Let's go ahead. I know I have your information, Cat Fan. Just ping me an IG and just remind me, just in case your IG handle is different. I can't remember, but I know that you've won before, so I can find the address again in there. But anyway, so let's go ahead and remove this. And Chris, let me make myself big here. As usual, you get to do the second one. How should we let me move Nav's books out of the way so I have a place to land Cat Fans.
All right, since Cat Fan has 4 names in his handle, let's go 4 from the front, 4 from the back.
All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, how about Spawn number 10?
Oh, wow.
With Cerberus on it.
Yeah.
And 4 from the back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. How about Thor number 3, Virgin variant there?
You're welcome. Wow. All right. For the crowd, let's go front to back.
They like a little finger action.
And try to stop them in the middle now. Look at that. Right in the middle.
How about Batman Who Laughs, Jacques variant?
I may have to claim that. I'm sorry, Catman. Jock and the Batman Who Laughs, great combination. Now.
Ooh. You're back. Oh. How about an homage?
Wow.
X-Men #1. This is the homage to, of course, X-Men #1.
X-Men 2021. Very cool. Now,
Suicide Squad issue #1. All right, how many we got now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, one more book at least.
all right, let's let it ride for a second here. Comic Journey. Everything is safe when I'm a part of it. And now.
Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Volume 1, issue #2. This is the first appearance of her dad, actually, who makes an appearance later on in some other issues. It's a very, very minor key, but congratulations.
It's a free key.
It's a free key. That's right.
I see what you did there.
All right, congratulations there to you. We appreciate everybody coming out again. Make sure you guys do me a favor and hit up those subscription to everybody here in the chat. These guys are panel. I don't need to be big. I can make us all equal because that's what we strive for. Appreciate you guys coming on out and joining us this week. Again, next week, please check us out. We'll be opening up some slabs May submissions. It's only been six or 7 months like that, and we'll talk about that journey. Chris, anything exciting coming up this week?
Sure, but instead of that, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to Rob and to Gary. Both of these gentlemen made videos to help promote my push towards 500 subscribers. So, gentlemen, I greatly appreciate it. Again, thank you very much for both of you taking the time to speak to it. Gary, putting on a Devils jersey. I saw what you did with the irony, trying to lean towards hockey there. And Rob, obviously, coming forth with that beautiful, beautiful cover. Again, like you all know how I feel about Shannon Mayer's work as well. So, yeah, those of you that are in the chat, you know what's going on with me. But again, I just wanted to give these guys a proper shout out and thank you for their generous times and throwing that stuff out there to let other people know about what's going on with my channel. So again, guys, thank you very much.
Absolutely,
You're very welcome, bud.
Gary, what's going on with you, buddy? What's coming up? Who's in the hot seat this week and such?
Well, in the hot seat this week, we have the return of our very first guest, Jason Douglas, the writer of Parallel. So, Rob, you're going to want to, if you've never talked to him, you're going to want to be on that show. He is great. He carries the whole show himself. Parallel was an exceptional read. His book sold out. He did the convention tour. It sold out while he was on the convention. So he had a sellout first printing of his book. It's all good.
Nice.
And it was a great read. He's got more stuff in the works. I'm hoping to get some information out of him on the show. But not only is Jason Douglas a great personality, he's a great person. Since we had him on the show, and it was the first time I'd ever talked to him, he has stayed in contact just socially and regularly with me on Instagram, messaging back and forth this whole time. He didn't come on the show one and done and then was done with us. He has been gracious. He's been kind and just a true gentleman and a genuine creator who has a voice. And he's also a teacher, so he's taking care of our future with the children. So great guy. Come check him out this Thursday on In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects. And if you haven't checked him out before, watch our first interview with him, which was absolutely fantastic. It was our first In the Hot Seat episode ever. He is our first returning guest. I've had a busy weekend. I was at the Empire Comic Con all this morning, helping him set up, getting the show done. It's going to be in a video later, but I do want to show it. I met Jim Shooter, who is Chewbacca tall.
Yes, he's a very big man.
I messaged Jason, who's tall. I'm like, Jason, you would be mini me next to him, and I would be mini me.
Big Jim.
Right. But and no one cares about these books but me. I got the first appearance of Dazzler signed by him and her #1 signed by him.
Oh, nice. I do care about Dazzler. I do care about Dazzler a lot. Yes.
So these are going to be going into CBCS to get graded.
Phenomenal.
But it was a good day at the Comic Fest. I left a little early. They're like, "Oh, you sure you can't say?" I'm like, "Hey, I have a prior engagement with SlabHub. I got to be there."
And this might be the first episode you've stayed the whole episode for and not been called away for work.
Yeah, well, I gave up that on-call stuff.
Oh, very cool.
Oh,
That's why you've seen me more on the episodes watching lately, because I'm not getting called away to work, because I'm like, I said enough
Good
is
for
enough.
you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
is Empire Con in Rochester?
it is. It
Or
started.
it's okay.
The first one was in June. It's run by artist Ken Wheaton, who you've heard me talk about on my channel.
Yep.
He's the main
Mhm.
runner of it. He has a couple people that run it with him. I go to help him out because he's my friend. And guys in the chat, he's also donating a sketch cover, an original sketch cover done by him in this Grow Together Initiative giveaway, pushed to 1,000. So you're gonna want the Ken Wheaton sketch cover. His art's amazing. But this is their second one. They did one in June. It hit so well. They did it again for November, and I think they got another one coming up in July. So they're doing it like a couple times. They're trying to do it twice a year. But big show out. Even with the rain this morning, we were just getting people in there, getting our vendors set up, and just amazing. Over 50 tables in there. It's really big. It's going to outgrow the venue, I believe, by the next show. There's just no more space. And just hotkeys everywhere. Like you're walking around seeing $800 to $1,200 to $2,000 books just all on display and at every table. But just
Terrific.
a really good time, really fun. I'm going to try to have Ken on next time they're going to do it to promote it early so people can make plans if they want to come see it. Especially you, Chris. You're only across the border now, and borders opened up. It'd be a great show for you to go to.
Borders open up, but getting back home is a little bit challenging still for him.
Yeah, I can get into the United States, no problem. It's just coming back home.
Right?
Story for another day.
It's one of those turnstiles.
Yeah, just a one-way turnstile.
So as we wrap it up here, I don't know if Gary, did you have anything else that you wanted to promote coming up this week, or?
No. I'll have hopefully another good Woman of Power Wednesday coming up. I'm going to try to get a Savage Saturday episode out today, even though it's been a super busy day. But I'm still going to try to get that done and out. And I may take tomorrow off and not do anything. We'll see. But I get buggy about having content. As you know, sometimes I'll put 3 videos out in a day. It is what it is. But that's it for the moment, Rob.
If I can get two a week, I'm fine with 2 to 3 a week. That's all I need.
And that's all I need.
Yeah. So speaking of which, I'll have on Monday.
Oh boy.
1 or 2 boxes to open up.
Yeah. It's gonna be a mega mail call, and
we're gonna watch Rob get a hernia on Monday mail call.
Exactly. Thursday I'll have a mystery box opening, and then Saturday we already talked about Slab Hub. So that's it, guys. Thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate it. Everybody, thanks for joining us. And well, gosh darn it. Until next time. I can't say that because that's how somebody else. I have to end it with mine, huh? All right. So collect what you want. Don't listen to any of us because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion.